So now that you've completed the we do problems, go ahead and watch this video to check your answers. So first one, we've got solving an equation. And this one's a proportion, so we cross multiply. So we have 15 times both of those terms, x plus 2, equals 2 times both of those terms, 10x minus 9. We distribute, get 15x plus 30 equals 20x minus 18. Isolate the x's, so I can subtract 20x from both sides. Got negative 5x, and I can also subtract that 30. So it just cancels, and this cancels. So we got negative 48. Divide both sides by negative 5. Negative 5's cancel, and then negatives cancel on my right-hand side, so I have x equals 48 divided by 5, or 48 fifths. Now we've got an equation where we're solving for f in terms of our other variables. This should say r, s, v, and d. All right, so once again, we've got a proportion, so we're going to cross multiply. Remember, we've got parentheses on all of these. So I've got 3r plus f times d plus 5v equals 2v plus 3 times 9f minus s squared. So we have to distribute. So I've got 3r times d, so 3rd, and 3r times 5v, so 15rv. And then I've got to distribute the second term, the positive f. So I've got positive fd plus f times 5v, which is 5fv. And I'm not quite done yet. I have to keep going because I have the right-hand side. So I distribute that as well. So I got 2v times 9f. So I've got equals 18 fv. And then I've got minus 2s squared v. And then I've got 3 times 9f and 3 times negative s squared. So 3 times 9 is 27f. And then I've got minus 3s squared. All right, everything with an f is going to go to the right-hand side, and anything without an f is going to go to the left. So I've got 3rd, no f, so I got to move that by subtraction. No f with my 15rv, so that's going to move. So these two are getting out of town. Those both have f's, so they're going to stay where they are. Then I've got 27f, so I've got to move that to the other side. And then I've got 18fv, so I'm going to move that as well. This cancels and this cancels. So fd and negative 27f are not like terms, so don't combine those. We've got fd minus 27f. 5fv minus 18fv, those are like terms, so we're going to combine those, and that would be negative 13fv equals, and then none of the ones on the right-hand side are like terms, so we're just going to write them all out. Right, and then we're going to factor out our f. And the right-hand side stays the same, so I just have to write that all out. All right, and then we want just f on the left, so we're going to divide both sides by the expression in parentheses. I feel like that. And the expression in parentheses goes away. So I've got my f by itself, which was my goal. So my answer is this guy here. Right, 2 more problems to go. So we've got x over y equals 2 fifths. And our question says, then what is the value of y divided by x squared? So well, y divided by x is going to be the reciprocal of our first statement. So y divided by x is 5 divided by 2. And then we want that squared. So y divided by x squared. We square both of those. So we're still got the y divided by x squared. So we've got 5 squared over 2 squared. 5 squared is 25. 2 squared is 4. And there we go. This is just like I told us last time. Whenever we've got a square root, we're going to get that by itself and then square it to get rid of it. And whenever we've got a squared expression, we're going to get that by itself and then use the square root to get rid of it. So these two undo each other and then cancel both of those ways. So in this case, we've got a squared that we're going to try to get rid of. So in the equation below, a is a constant greater than 0. If x is equal to 11, what is the value of a? So x is equal to 11, so we're going to replace x in our equation with 11. And our goal is to isolate that that a. So we've got to add 11 to both sides. So I've got 23. Oh, I messed this up. That's 1 there. Might be. All right, 12. These cancel, so I've got 3 times a plus 8 squared. I'm trying to isolate that a plus 8 squared, so I have to divide both sides by 3. All right, 12 divided by 3 is 4. And now I've got just the variable expression squared. So like I said at the beginning, we're going to do the square root. When we do the square root, we have to put a little plus or minus here. So then I have a plus 8 equals plus or minus square root of 2 is square root of 4 is 2. So I'm going to get 2 answers. Subtract 8 to solve both of them. So I've got a equals -6 and a equals -10. So these are my answers. All right. And this, I guess, should have said less than 0. All right, so go ahead and do the you do problems now. Insert a picture of that in this OneNote page and go into Teams to submit it.